The manga opens with a boy lying on his bed. One day, he wakes up and notices something strange in the corner of his vision as he stares at the ceiling. It looks like some kind of computer file. Alarmed, he questions what's going on. A window suddenly appears, displaying what looks like his stats, almost like a game interface. No matter which direction he faces, it stays fixed in the center of his vision. He even notices that his name is listed there, Ryu Hasegawa. Confused, Ryu tries to figure out if he's dreaming, but no, it feels far too real. He notices his charm stat is only 12, while his strength is 55. He wonders if that's because he's not very good with social situations. Then he sees something even more shocking. The window shows an extremely accurate assessment of the money in his account. He had invested 500,000 yen from his part-time job into the stock market and got lucky. With that much detail displayed, he trembles. How could this be so accurate? Who could possibly be behind all of this? Ryu explores the other features and discovers a save panel. Without hesitation, he clicks yes to save. It displays the current date, time, and even a percentage. He looks left and right, trying to figure out if it worked, but he can't really tell. He checks the time on his dresser, then he looks back at the window and selects load from his most recent save. A prompt appears. Do you want to load? Ryu selects yes. For a moment, nothing happens. Then he glances back at the clock and realizes time just reversed. The realization makes him tremble. He's certain the clock said 10:33 just moments ago. Did he really just go back in time? It feels unbelievable. Trying to compose himself, he suddenly notices something urgent. He just lost 100,000 yen. Confused, he scratches his head. He questions if the money disappeared because he loaded. If that's the case, then he really shouldn't be using the load button so recklessly. Ryu glances at the items bar and clicks it. An item shop immediately pops up. He stares at it, questioning what kind of shop this is. It displays a variety of things he can purchase using yen. The cheapest item costs 100,000 yen, which is still incredibly expensive for him. Even with all this overwhelming information flooding his mind, something still doesn't feel real. But even if this is fake, there's no point worrying about it. Still unable to understand what's happening, Ryu decides to treat this like a game for now. He chooses to purchase something called a scouter. After buying it, he wonders if it actually worked. A panel pops up, showing he is now a level 1 scouter. It says the item provides conquest details for any woman he looks at. Conquest? Woman? The word echoes in his mind. Ryu blushes uncontrollably. Does this mean he's inside some kind of erotic game? Wasting no time, Ryu decides to test the scouter immediately. He slides open his window and spots a girl outside. A new panel appears. Her name is Arina Masaki. It displays detailed information about her. Ryu studies the name and age listed. Is that really accurate? Then he thinks to himself, come to think of it, she works at the convenience store down the street. He remembers her name tag saying something like Masaki. Is this information based on his memories? That wouldn't make sense, he never knew her first name. Still confused, he questions what the heck is actually happening. Then another thought hits him. If he levels up, will he be able to see her address? Her phone number? He notices her conquest difficulty is ranked C, but there are no instructions explaining what he's supposed to do, or how he's supposed to conquer her. What even is a conquest? Is he supposed to make her date him, or does he have to go all the way? A very explicit image flashes through his mind. Ryu quickly shakes his head, forcing the thought away. Then he spots another girl, the one who lives next door. He decides to scout her as well. Ryu targets her, and a window appears with her details. Her name? Ami Sakurai. That surprises him. Her conquest difficulty is ranked E. Is that low? More details appear. Her marriage is on the rocks, she secretly goes to clubs, she has multiple lovers. Ryu frowns. Is that information really true? He decides to browse the item shop again. Inside the shop, he sees a sleep spray and something called a universal key. Without thinking too much, he purchases both, totaling 850,000 yen. If this were real life, he would be nearly broke. But then, a disturbing thought crosses his mind. With the universal key, he could break into a girl's house and use the sleep spray to knock her out. Ryu arrives at Ami's place. He looks left and right. If this is real life, breaking into someone's home would be illegal. Then he remembers something. When he bought that drink earlier, his money actually decreased by the exact amount. Even that counted. Still confused, he convinces himself this must be a game world. He wonders if he doesn't complete the conquest, will he even be able to go home? With sudden conviction, he decides there's only one direction he can move forward. He uses the universal key on Ami's door. As it slides open, he tells himself there's no room for hesitation now. The key actually worked. Or maybe it was already unlocked? Ryu steps inside and decides to keep his shoes on. His heart pounds as he walks through the hallway. He hears the television playing in the background. He opens the door and sees Ami in comfortable home attire, watching TV. She's completely shocked, and so is he. Ami screams in panic, scrambling to cover herself. She grabs the TV remote and hurls it at Ryu while shouting at him. He tries to explain himself, but the remote slams into him, cutting him off. Suddenly, everything freezes. Ryu stares at the world around him. What the hell is going on? He looks at his window. Options appear in front of him. That's when he becomes even more convinced this really is a game. Ryu quickly realizes option 1 won't work. She's not going to listen to him. So he selects option 2, put her to sleep. He commands himself to act, suddenly grateful that he bought the sleep spray in advance. Ami collapses onto the couch, completely unconscious. Ryu stares at her nervously. Is she really asleep? Does the spray last for a full hour? His eyes slowly drift over her body, and a disturbing realization settles in. So, this is what a conquest really means? Another set of options appears in front of him. One reads, assault her. The other reads, be a gentleman and search the place first. Ryu's eyes widen. Is this really an erotic game? No, it has to be. Without giving himself time to think, Ryu climbs on top of her. His hands tremble as he nervously tries to undress her. His breathing grows heavier. But his face, it's completely empty of conviction. His heart pounds violently as he tries to move her body closer to his. Just as he's about to make his move, the door bursts open. Police officers rush inside, shouting for him not to move. They yell that they're law enforcement and that he's under arrest. Ryu freezes in absolute shock. They grab him forcefully, twisting his arms behind his back and snapping cold cuffs onto his wrists. They order him to stand. To walk. Ryu curses under his breath. Did they hear her scream? And then, a look of realization flashes across his face. Just before they shove him into the police vehicle, he desperately opens his window panel. With shaking hands, he selects load and chooses his previous save. Everything shifts. Ryu is thrown backward through time. He wakes up in his bed, gasping for air. He glances at the clock on his dresser. 10:32. He's back in his apartment. Relief washes over him as he leans back onto his bed. That was too close. So that's how loading works. He exhales slowly, then realizes something else. He completely misunderstood what a conquest meant. So what does it actually mean to conquer a woman? With renewed determination, Ryu opens the window again. He decides he'll try this again, but this time, he'll think more carefully. He checks his item inventory. It's empty. That shocks him. Then he understands he saved before buying those items. He questions if that meant the money gets refunded, or is it just gone? The thought infuriates him. He might have just wasted 950,000 yen. As he lies there, something suddenly pops up on his screen. His heart nearly stops. What is that? The window displays a countdown. Remaining time, 8,759 hours. A message follows. If you fail to clear everything before time runs out, you will die in real life. Ryu's face drains of all color. Pure terror fills his eyes. This isn't a romance game. This is life or death. He trembles. Why is this happening to him? But he forces himself to calm down. He can't waste time panicking. One phrase echoes in his mind. Die in real life. Does that mean this isn't the real world? Understanding the gravity of his situation, Ryu hardens his resolve. He won't hold back anymore. He will complete these conquests. Later that afternoon, he opens his window and sees Ami walking outside. He decides to observe her first. Even now, he still doesn't fully understand what a conquest means. As he watches, he realizes he doesn't have enough information. Without knowledge, he can't make a move. He comes up with a plan. He'll wait for her to leave and then search her house. He opens the shop again and purchases the universal key. Hours pass. Ryu waits by the window for 3 long hours. He curses under his breath. Maybe she's just relaxing, watching TV. Is she not leaving at all today? The ticking time limit only makes him more anxious. Finally, Ami opens her door. She's wearing makeup. That means she has plans. She probably won't return soon. Ryu jolts upright. He can't waste this chance. He slips into her apartment. He notices her large refrigerator. Her profile mentioned she likes to cook that checks out. Then he spots something else. Collection letters. She's in debt. So appearances can be deceiving. He sees 2 other rooms. First, the bedroom. The closet is filled only with feminine clothes. The other room must belong to her husband. Ryu enters the second room. The desk is covered in junk and dust. It hasn't been cleaned in a long time. As he pulls open a drawer, he realizes something. There's only 1 toothbrush in the bathroom. That means they're probably separated. A thought crosses his mind. What if a conquest means fulfilling a woman's wish? Maybe Ami's wish is to reunite with her husband. But what does conquest truly mean? Suddenly, the front door opens. Ami is back. Panic surges through him. Should he jump from the veranda? No, there's no time. His mind races. Then it hits him. The closet. As Ami steps inside, Ryu hides inside the closet, holding his breath. Ami mutters to herself, wondering if she forgot to lock the door. Ryu's heart nearly stops. He left his shoes by the entrance. He silently curses himself for being so careless. From inside the closet, he listens. Ami isn't alone. A man's voice fills the room. He asks if her husband might show up. She reassures him he's not coming back. She grabs the man's face and tells him, "Let's get down to business." He smirks, teasing her for being aggressive. She mocks him back, asking if he's intimidated. The man confidently says he's not. They begin getting intimate. Ryu, trapped in the closet, wonders, is this one of her lovers? Then panic hits him again. Are they going to use the bed? There's nowhere else. But just as his anxiety peaks, Ami asks the man if he wants something to drink. They move to the living room. Ryu exhales softly, but just as Ryu begins to calm down, the man suddenly grabs Ami from behind. Ami turns to him and softly asks if he could give her some money. The man sighs. Again, he questions her, asking what happened to her husband. Did he lose his job or something? Ami explains that her husband found out she was cheating, so he moved out. Now she's stuck paying legal fees. She's completely broke. The man looks at her and says he understands. But if he's paying, he expects top-tier service. Ami agrees without hesitation. Then she suggests they take a bath together. The man agrees. She tells him to go ahead while she changes into something more comfortable. Ami walks toward the bedroom, and Ryu feels his blood run cold. He remembers what she said about changing clothes. And then he hears it. Her footsteps approaching the closet. Panic explodes in his chest. Is he going to have to load again? The closet door slides slightly, but she reaches for the nightstand instead. Ryu hears rustling, tearing sounds, maybe paper, maybe clothing. Then she leaves the room. After a few seconds of silence, Ryu slowly pushes the closet door open. This is his chance. He creeps toward the bedroom door and cracks it open, checking the hallway. He hears the shower running. That's his signal. He needs to leave now. As he slips out, relief washes over him. They didn't notice his shoes. Back in his apartment, Ryu gasps for air. He replays everything in his mind. She's short on money, deep in debt. That's information he can use. He opens his window and checks the countdown again. Time is still ticking. He still doesn't fully understand what a conquest is. Maybe he'll have to load again and try something different. First, he needs cash. He heads to the bank and withdraws money. If Ami is desperate for funds, maybe she'll respond positively to someone who has it. His plan is simple. Wait for her to leave again, and approach her properly this time. Back at home, exhaustion overtakes him. He falls asleep, and when he wakes up, he realizes that's dangerous. He can't afford to waste time. Even though he needs rest, the countdown keeps haunting him. He opens his window. Right then, Ami steps outside. Rue grabs the stack of cash from his dresser without hesitation. He bolts out of his apartment and rushes downstairs. As he runs, he opens his window panel and selects save. This time, he'll do it right. But as he's running, he trips. Money scatters everywhere. He curses. Ami turns around. She kneels down to help him, picking up the bills with a gentle smile. Rue quickly counts the money, making sure it's all there. He thanks her sincerely. She smiles and tells him it's no problem, just be careful next time. Trying to keep his composure, Ryu says he was actually on his way to have some fun but got too excited. Ami tilts her head. What kind of fun? Ami steps closer, a playful smirk forming on her lips. She tells him she used to work at those kinds of places. She was very popular once upon a time. Rue blushes instantly. Then she leans in and says, "Why don't you come have some fun at my place instead?" Ryu's heart skips. She took the bait. He nervously asks if she's serious. She calls him cute and promises him excellent service. After a brief hesitation, he accepts. Back at her apartment, Ryu sits stiffly on the couch. Is this really the right path? If she invited him in so easily, she must truly need the money. But then he remembers something. Didn't that guy from yesterday give her money already? He also realizes he never saw that man leave. Did they stay together all night? Ryu shakes his head, clearing the thought. He asks Ami if she lives alone. She tells him she used to live with her husband, but they split up. She adds, in a seductive tone, that's why she gets lonely sometimes. Ryu blushes again. But something doesn't add up. Yesterday, she told the other man her husband found out about her cheating. So which version is true? As Ryu drifts into thought, his window opens again. Two choices appear. Option 1, enter the husband's room. Option 2, talk to her. He already searched that room before. There was nothing useful there. So he selects option 2. Ami brings him a glass of water. He thanks her. She comments on how rich he looks. Rue explains he just got lucky with stocks. She smiles and says maybe she's the lucky one tonight. Then suddenly, she kisses him. Ryu freezes in shock, and before he fully processes it, they begin getting intimate. Ami whispers softly, asking if they should take things a little further. She tells him to finish his drink so they can head to the bedroom. Rue lifts the glass. This is the right path, isn't it? Is this truly a romance game? He doesn't know, but he can't back out now. He drinks, then compliments her it was delicious. She smiles warmly. Ryu gently takes her hands. Suddenly, a sharp burning sensation tears through his throat. He coughs violently. It burns! Ami steps back. Her expression twists. She bursts into a menacing laugh. Her face is no longer warm, it's distorted with something dark. Something evil. Ryu desperately opens his window. Why is his throat burning? Did she poison the drink? His vision blurs. He slams the load button just before losing consciousness. The world distorts again. He's thrown backward through time. Rue gasps violently for air as he wakes up at his previous save point. That was way too close.